Well, family, good morning. Good morning to you. It's a wonderful, miraculous Monday morning. Woo-hoo! What a fantastic weekend we had. Here we are again at the top of the week, team at the Network family. So glad you're all down in this morning to hear some great things that has happened over the weekend, wonderful things that are yet to come. And the Big Ten extravaganza that is right around the week. Oh, I can't wait for that. Well, you have dialed into the Team Effort Lifestyle Call. This is your host, Pastor Denise McDowell, along with my business partner, one-star BCQ qualified Pastor Del Wafer. Family, the line is open. Introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from?
Delma Williams, Baltimore, South Carolina. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Thelma. How are you this morning?
Well, thank you.
Wonderful. Good to hear you this morning.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Keep it coming, family. Who's with us this morning? Go right ahead and introduce yourself.
Nikisha, Berkeley, California.
Good morning, Nikisha. Going down out there. How's it going?
It is going fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great, Nikisha. We got to get you on the morning call one day this week if that's possible.
Absolutely. I have a new testimonial to add to all the other ones.
That's right. They keep coming in, don't they, Nikisha? They just keep coming in.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Well, keep it coming, family. Listen with us. Go right ahead. Introduce yourself. This is the Team Effort Lifestyle Call. We just had a wonderful weekend. A lot of great things happening around the globe. The excitement in the air. Supposed to get that ticket reservation for the 10 extravaganza. I'm so excited about what this new park might be. I can't even sleep over that. I'm just eating my brain. What is it? What is it? What is it? Well, I'm going to mute out in just a sec, family. Go right ahead. If you haven't introduced yourself, introduce yourself where you're calling in from.
Is Anthony from Odington, Maryland.
I heard Mr. Paul Jackson in the house. Hi, Mr. Jackson. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Magnificent day. Magnificent day.
Yes, it is. It always is. And Team Effort Networking. That's true?
Yes, ma'am. Every day is good.
Yes, sir. And I think I heard Mr. Keith Moultrie. Is Mr. Keith Moultrie in the house? From Only Maryland. You know what I heard?
Sandy
going. Oh, somebody got a back. Okay, go right ahead, family. Say it again. Who's with us this morning?
Sandy Goins, Springdale, Maryland. Enjoy the training.
Sandy.
Doing good in you, Pat.
Good morning, Miss Sandy. You enjoyed that training?
Yes. This is Sandy. Yes, I did enjoy the training.
Well, good to hear you this morning, Miss Sandy.
Thank you. Good to hear you as well.
Look, remember last week when New Thursday? Did you go there last week?
Good morning, family. Who's with us this morning? Go right ahead and introduce yourself.
I only got for the half.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get out.
The conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted.
This Monday morning, we came out of a very powerful weekend, and it just gets the week started straight. As Sandy said, we had some phenomenal training. My goodness, you know, I'm getting equipped and uploaded and ready to take charge and build this thing. I'm telling you, Mr. Paul Jackson brought us some wonderful things to the table. I'm telling you, Miss Sandy going. I'm telling you, she came up and demonstrated with a script that Mr. Jackson had written up, and I'm telling you, the way she did it, I was ready to sign up all over again. Great information is brought. Miss Kiera Teller, she is amazing when she comes with us with wonderful ideas and tips of training and the way to approach people and how to prepare yourself and how people look at you and how to present yourself. I mean, it was just incredible. And then, of course, Mr. Keith Moultrie just came forth with social media training and website design and how to set your website up to be a winner. And, of course, Pastor Del comes and knocking out the ball field with letting us know how that back office work and how to position your people for success. And we are equipped and we are ready to go forward. I understand that Vicky Soto and Denise Moore just knocking it out the ball field. They're in the Midwest. And I'm telling you, I just keep seeing on Facebook Congratulations to this diamond partner. Congratulations to this diamond partner. Congratulations to this executive member. I mean, I don't know what Denise and Vicky are doing, but my goodness, they are blowing it up. And, of course, Kevin Vaughn in Atlanta, Georgia, Ken and Gita in the UK. It's just happening around the world. Team Effort Network is being known. Folks are coming to the business left and right just about every minute of the day. There are testimonies after testimonies after testimonies, and it's just incredible where we are and what we've done in such a short period of time. We are now a year old, Team Effort Network, turned a year old. Let me bring on my business partner before I go into that. Pastor, are you with us this morning?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I am, Pastor. We're officially 1 year old. Is that correct?
Woo! Happy birthday to Team Effort Network. Officially 1 year old as of yesterday. Wow. What a feat. I tell you, what a success story. You know, when we first started with this company, before they actually even launched, and to see where we are now, and to see the caliber of people that have come into this business to help us grow. I was thinking about this on Saturday during the training, how, you know, you and I have always handled the training, just you and I, you know, and to see the quality of people that we have now that is able to help with the training, you know, you and I can just move out of the way, you know, because, you know, we got some very talented people. And I took some notes. I was really, really impressed by everybody. You know, Paul Jackson, you know, he really laid it out, and the information things that he gave, and it was based on, you know, it wasn't something that was really, really prepared. He was just really laying out the importance of business development and importance of, you know, what your business ought to look at, how to stay focused, and you know, that Taylor is just something else, man. Every time she comes up to do some training, she always changes the game. I mean, when she came up with that card game, oh my goodness, that was wow. You know, I was thinking, Pastor Nancy, you know, next time we have training, we're gonna have to live stream it. Yeah, people got to see.
Yes.
They got to see this, and we have the capability to live stream with my video talk product. So we'll probably just have to live stream the next one, just so people around the country and around the world can tune in and see how great this training is. This is a team of people that I would be comfortable doing a road trip with in every region to take these people with us to help you guys grow your business. That's how powerful the training was.
Yes, I agree with you, Pastor Dale, and I think that's really something we should really package and get on the road with this year, because I'm telling you, you want to take a team of trainers on the road from region to region and let them get what we got this weekend. It was just incredible. I agree with you 100%. Well, Pastor Dale, speaking of training, this Monday morning, family, although you and I did this weekend, we do have a good coach and a good trainer that comes on Monday morning that equips us and gets us focused and ready for the week. So she brings us some wonderful, amazing things. I get excited with the things that she shares as well. So let us welcome to the call Nikisha Vaughn. Coach Nikisha Vaughn. Coach Nikisha, are you there?
I'm here. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Happy birthday to Team Effort Network family members.
Happy birthday. We're a year old.
So how are you this Monday morning?
Oh, we're doing good over here. We had 80-degree weather in the middle of winter, so we are doing all good in California.
No more 50 degrees, cold, freezing, cold weather, right? No 60 degrees cold. No.
You know, we can't handle the cold over here. They just be going crazy over here.
Well, Nikisha, what do you have for us today?
Okay, so we've been talking a lot about the mind. We've been talking a lot about programming. So today we're going to be talking about attitude, because really attitude is everything. And Pastor Denise is so kind to give us this topic to do, because attitude governs the way you perceive the world and the way the world perceives you. So there's three components of attitude. So you have affective component. This involves a person's feelings and emotions about an attitude or an object. So for example, you can say, I'm scared of spiders. Then you have behavioral component, the way the attitude influences how we act or behave. And this one's really important because if you say, I'm scared of spiders, your next one would be, I will avoid spiders and scream if I see one. And then we have cognitive component. This involves a person's beliefs or knowledge about attitude or an object. For example, I believe spiders are dangerous. So there are a lot of spiders that are dangerous and there's spiders that aren't dangerous, but it's about what a person believes that's going to affect their attitude. And so this means that we often or usually expect a person's behavior to be consistent with the attitude that they hold. This is the principle of consistency. So what am I talking about? Okay, so let's think of it this way. Let's look at it visually. Sorry, Pastor Denise, I'm just jumping right on in there because I'm excited and I want to make sure we have enough time to get through everything.
That's a good attitude.
Yes, let's do it. So you start off with your beliefs. These are the ideas that you hold to be true. Your culture, your faith, education, experience, mentors. These are all that wraps up your ideas of you hold to be true. They can be true in reality. They can just be true for you. Whatever it is, they're your beliefs. And then from those beliefs, you develop your values. These are just long-standing beliefs. And these are the things that are important to you. Being successful in your career, maybe you want to be a stay-at-home mom, being happy, being wealthy. Those are your personal values, what you hold important. And then you go up another one and you have your attitude. So this is how you treat people and approach situations. So whether it's respectful or peer pressure or being professional or convenient, your attitude is how you approach things. And then what comes out of that is your behavior, how you act. So a lot of people look at the things that they're doing and they try and change the outside of what they're doing. But really, you have to see what's motivating you on the inside to do those behaviors, because those behaviors aren't just coming out of anywhere. We're just not acting any sort of way. We're acting based on our beliefs. We're acting based on our values. We're acting based on our attitudes. And all of these things come up and become your character. And so it's really important that we have a good attitude about what you're doing. Because if you think about it, your mind is a computer, and we talked about that, right? And we are programming things into our mind every single day. And our attitude is how we feel about the things that we're seeing. If we feel good about things, we're going to have a good attitude. We're going to see good behavior come. So, for example, let's say you have never heard of network marketing before, but all you've ever heard is everyone telling you that it's such a scheme, and it's a pyramid scheme, and everyone's just trying to get out from everybody else. So now you have a belief about network marketing. But then you go to an event and you hear something. Remember how we're changing our vibrations? That's your X vibration, which is network marketing people. They're schemers. It's a pyramid scheme. It's not real. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You guys have heard some of these beliefs, some of these sayings that we say all the time. So you start off there. Now you go to a TTP and you actually see network marketing for yourself and you're excited. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? The power of two. Look how much money we can make. Look how excited everybody is. They're getting healthy. They're getting wealthy. I want to do this. And then someone says, go out there and talk to people about network marketing. And all of a sudden you just freeze up and you just can't say anything. And you want to, you see people, you want to talk to your family or your friends, or you do talk to your family and your friends, and maybe they say no because you guys all grew up with the same belief. And now all of a sudden you're feeling discouraged. Now your attitude about your business is totally changed. How much do you think you're going to participate in your business and be active in your business if you have a bad attitude about it? Probably not a lot. And a lot of people don't spend a lot of time thinking about their attitude. You know, I'm always telling my kids, how you do anything is how you'll do everything. You know, if you're lazy about your schoolwork, you'll probably be lazy about your business. Not to say that you can't change, but usually how you do anything is how you're going to do everything. And we want to approach our business with a good attitude, because when we go out there with this business and this amazing opportunity with an attitude of I'm helping people, how many more people will you talk to versus, oh my gosh, I have to get my two so that I can make my car bonus, so I can do this, so I can do this, so I can do this. There's two totally different attitudes. One is about someone else and about helping them and about seeing them achieve success. And the other is about you achieving your success and doing the things that you want to do and reaching the goals that you want to have. Doesn't mean that you wanting to reach your goals is bad. It just looks at the attitude. How do you feel good when you go and talk to someone and your only motivation is how it benefits you? Of course not. Nobody feels good like that. But if your motivation is how you're going to benefit them, how these sprays are going to help them, how this could be an opportunity for their family, how this could be an opportunity for them to have success, for them to leave a legacy, for them to get healthy and wealthy and wise and all these amazing things, Now you feel like there's an obligation. I love when Mel says that. We are obligated to go out there and share this amazing opportunity with people, because look at whose life you could go out there and change. I mean, you guys hear the testimonies every day. You hear how people who were just living their normal lives, dealing with their daily struggles, not really thinking anything was going to change. Then all of a sudden someone comes into their lives, hands them a spray, and now their life is in a whole different course. That's an amazing experience, but it's all about your attitude. And you can hear when people have good attitudes when they're going out there, because a lot of the people that you'll hear who have some of the most amazing transformations got the sprays for free. They just said, here, I want you to try this. Here, just spray this in your mouth and see how you feel. Here, just come out to this event and learn more about this. And when they're doing it from an unselfish place, you're starting to see some amazing things that happen, and it's all about their attitude. So what can we do? Let's say you have a bad attitude about network marketing. I had a bad attitude about network marketing. I can be honest about that. I wasn't like Pastor Denise, who came in, with childlike faith, heard some amazing inspirational things and just took off. No, I actually came from a background where my mom had been in network marketing, my sisters had been in network marketing, no one had ever made any money, and all I ever heard was network marketing was a pyramid scheme. That was my attitude. So I had to work doubly hard on how I felt about network marketing just to be able to go out there and talk to people. Now, people say, oh, I can't even imagine that, but it's true. And a lot of people come into that because there's a lot of people out there who want to have that preconceived notion about network marketing. And usually it's because they don't have any idea, which I didn't have any idea. So once people told me about it, it was easy to change my beliefs. But what are some strategies we can do if you're a person who's gotten to this business, you see it, you want it, you're trying to change that X vibration and take that Y idea and plant it in your mind? What are some strategies that we can do to help ourselves? So first you have coaching through affirmations. So affirmations are repeated several times a day, every day, to reprogram your subconscious mind with positive thinking. An affirmation can be anything as, I'm out there helping people. My purpose, one of my goals this year is to help 100,000 people change their lives. Now, how are they going to change their lives? What are they going to do? How am I going to reach them? Haven't gotten that far yet. But one of my affirmations that I say every single day, multiple times a day, is that I'm going to help 100,000 people change their lives. And I'm so surprised all the time how more and more people I meet that I'm able to go and impart something into their lives, and they're able to change their behavior. They're able to change their lives, which is really, really exciting. But a lot of that comes from just that constant affirmation, repeating it several times a day and reprogramming my subconscious mind, not to just think about me, but to think about how I can go and help other people. Another one is discovering your motives. Why we do something is just as important as anything, because when you first hear about this amazing opportunity, it's all guided towards you, right? How you're going to change your life and your health and your wealth. Now you get into the business, and now it becomes about that other person, how they're going to change their life and their health and their wealth. And so it's important to know why we're in this business. Are we just in this business to catch a paycheck, or is it something more? If it's something more, you're going to find that it's just easier to do the business that way. If it's about growing your team, if it's about helping your team, if it's about mentoring people, it's easier to focus on the mission when it's not just about you. When you have a why to live for, when you have a why that's bigger than just, I want to make $1,000 extra a month. That's great, but what are you going to do with $1,000? What does that mean to you? It's not about the money. The money is usually a result. It's like a result of something else. But it's the why is the money important. Maybe it's for security. Maybe it's so that you can help other people. Maybe it's so that you can sow more seeds. Whatever it is, you want to get down to that why. Because when you start to discover your motives of why you're going to do something, a powerful stream, something that's beyond you, wells up inside of you and allows you to push on through and have perseverance through the hard times. But you want to get down to that why. So it's not to say that if you're sitting here saying, I want to make $1,000 a month or $5,000 a month or whatever your goal is, that's not a bad goal. But you want to get deeper into that goal and find out, why is it important for you to make that money? What will you do with that money that's going to impact your life or someone else's life? And that's where you're getting down to the why. And that's what's going to motivate you beyond anything that's going to be circumstantial in your life. Number 3, the power of visualization. Studies of a psychological peak performance have found that most great athletes, surgeons, engineers, and artists use an affirmation and visualization either consciously or subconsciously to enhance and focus their skills. This is something that I learned when I was really young, and I didn't even know about it. I was the dance team captain, and we would go and we would do performances at the pep rally. And before we did every performance, I would always go through that performance in my head, because there was always like one move that I couldn't get to. And so I'd always go through the performance. And if I messed up on that move in my head, I always did it on the floor. But if I could visualize myself doing that move perfectly in my mind, I could always do it perfectly out there on the floor. And so I didn't even know what I was doing younger. Another study they did was they took these basketball players and they put them in 3 different piles. And they had one practice their free throws. They had another team not practice their free throws. And then they had another team visualize practicing their free throws. So, after the end of the week of everyone doing their task, the people who didn't practice and didn't visualize, there was really no change. They were still hitting 3 free throws the same way they were doing it before. The team who had practiced, they had gotten incrementally better. They had done a little bit better than they had done, a week earlier. But the team that visualized what they were doing, they were able to do substantially, almost 3 times better than all the other teams. Why? Because now they saw themselves making these perfect baskets, how their hand had to be positioned, what kind of, stance they had to take, where they were on the court. They saw all of that, and they saw improvements. So the power of visualization is huge, and we don't use it enough. We have this creative imagination, and sometimes we use it to think about the worst things. But if you start to use that creative imagination and start to visualize the life that you want, if you're having a hard time in your business talking to people, visualize yourself talking to people. If you're having a hard time getting up the courage to have a TTP, visualize yourself having a TTP. These visualizations are not just for everyday activities, but they're for your goals too. What's life going to be like when you hit that goal? What if your monthly income became your weekly income? How would that change your life? What if your yearly income became your monthly income? How would that change your life? How would you operate? What would you do? Most people don't even know the answer to that question, which is, by the way, was why a lot of lottery people lose their money within 2 years, because they never visualized what they would do. Number 4, attitude talk for personal dialogue. What are you saying to yourself? When you're at home, when you're by yourself, what are the scripts that are running around in your head? A lot of us, we don't think. And it's sad because we think we're thinking, but we're not really thinking. Have you ever just been sitting there and just all these thoughts are just running through your mind? Negative thoughts, positive thoughts, things you have to do, all these things just coming to your head. Are you going through and saying, I accept that, I don't accept that, I accept this, these are the things I want to think about, these are the things I don't want to think about. What is our self-talk? What are the things that we're saying every day, that voice inside your head? Are you directing that voice? Are you telling that voice where you're trying to go, or is that voice telling you where you're trying to go? Are you trying to get to a goal, or is that voice trying to keep you back and saying, no, don't do that. Don't have a TTP. You can't do a TTP. You've just gotten into this business. Pastor Dale doesn't know what he's talking about. He's been here for a long time. You need to just sit down and wait till someone in your area comes and does a TTP. So what are the voices that are going on in your head? Are you saying, you know what? There's no one in my area. That's me. I guess I'm it. I'm going to do it. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to enlist help, and I'm going to go online. I'm going to find testimonials, and I'm going to get this thing together. I can do this. This is no problem. This is easy for me. All I have to do is just get out there and do it. So what are the things that you're saying to yourself? And we can control that. A lot of times we can't control the things that happen to us, but we can control how we respond to those things. And so, of course, when you're trying something new, there's going to be a level of fear there, but you can respond in faith. You can respond in excitement. You can respond in enthusiasm and still go out and do those things even though you're afraid of them. So what are you saying for yourself? Oh, I love this one. The power of words. Wow. Are we watching our words? Wow. Watch our words. What we speak reflects what's already in our heart. When you start coming out and, you'll meet people, and the first thing they'll do is start telling you all these bad things that are going on about them. I'm like, wow, first of all, I don't know you. And second of all, that's weird that you would come and just start telling me all of this really personal, intimate details about all these bad things that are going on in your life. And I'm always really surprised when people do that, but it lets me know where they are in their life. They're really struggling with challenges, and they're not really trying to get over them and trying to find people to sympathize with them. Most people don't come to me for that because I usually turn it right back around. But, that's a really powerful indicator to where people are. People are really easy to read if you just sit there and listen to them talk. But we always want to be aware of our words. What are you saying about your business? This was a great example. Was we had a friend come over yesterday, and earlier this year we wrote out our vision cards of what we were going to accomplish, and one of them was how much money we wanted to make on a monthly income. And my son had told the friend, what we were believing for. He came back and he said, why are you lying to your boy? You can't tell your boy that you're making that much money when you're not making that much money. We had to break it down to him. I can't speak about the money that I already have, because then I'll always have this. I got to speak about the money that I want to have, the things that I'm believing for. And then all of a sudden his mind kind of opened up and said, oh, yeah, okay, I guess I get it. Because remember, your subconscious mind doesn't know that you're lying. If you sit up here and say, I have a monthly income of $100,000 from multiple streams of income, Your subconscious doesn't know that you're lying. The only way that it knows that you're lying is when you don't feed yourself that kind of information. You keep going back and saying, no, I'm broke. No, I'm broke. No, I'm broke. You say that once a week, and then you go back to I'm broke, and I don't have this, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. That's the only reason your subconscious mind knows that it's not. It's because it's being fed more negative stuff than it's being fed positive stuff. We want to definitely watch our words and see the things that we're saying, because that is a direct indicator of what's in your heart. But here's the key, guys. If you're sitting there and you're listening to your heart and you're like, man, I am super negative, and I thought I was a pretty positive person, you always have the option to change it. You are in control of your mind. You are in control of all your creative faculties, and you can use them for the positive or for the negative. And if you haven't been using them for either, it probably defaulted to negative. But you can always change that and start saying positive words, start using the creative visualization, start using all these techniques, not only to change your attitudes, but to start to change your beliefs. The power of a positive greeting. I thought this one was really, really interesting because, you know, when I go up to people, people say, how are you doing today? And I always say, fabulous. And they always laugh and chuckle. And I always think that's really fun because that's how I do feel. I do feel fabulous every single day. But I'll meet people and you'll say, how are you today? And the first thing they'll do is give you a list of all the ailments they have and how broke they are and how sad they are. And I'm just, oh my gosh, that must be a lot to go through. I mean, I would have defaulted for the normal, I'm fine for that. You know, but it's really important that we start off our days in positive attitudes. Just when you greet someone and you can see in the moment that you meet them where their mind is, where their head is, and how they feel about life and in general. And so you want that to be your positive greeting when you go out there. You are having a fantastic day. You know why? Because you're alive, because you're breathing, because you're walking, because you made it out of the house alive. You made it through your past alive. Anything you got to hold on to. You want to go ahead and approach the world with this positive attitude. Because if you start your day with this positive attitude and telling everyone that you feel great, you're going to see the reflection on their face go automatically to a positive place. So if I answer someone and they say, oh, how are you doing? I say, fabulous. They immediately chuckle. We immediately go on a positive path. If I go and say, oh my gosh, my neck is hurting, my back is hurting, I got this cold I've been trying to fight off, and, you know, I'm just so tired, I'm so tired, then they're going to sit there and complain about all the stuff they got going on. I don't want to hear that. So I'm always going to come out with a positive attitude so I can get that positive attitude back. And here's one that's really, really important. Now, go ahead and wrap it up because I know we're going to lose. I have a few more, but we'll go ahead and leave it this one. So I think this one is very, very important. Enthusiasm. This is a vital tool for staying motivated. Enthusiasm is to attitude as breathing is to life. We have to be enthusiastic about this business, you guys. We have to be enthusiastic about our lives, about our future. You have to be enthusiastic when you're approaching a prospect, when you're having a TTP, when you're going to a meeting, when you're driving in your car. Enthusiasm is really that driving force for attitude to start to see changes in your behavior. You definitely want to approach this life with all the enthusiasm that you can muster. And I would give you this tip. If you're feeling like you have a bad day, probably not the greatest time to call somebody. Get yourself worked up into a white hot tizzy, put on your motivational tapes, get yourself all excited and all, buzzed up about this business, about this opportunity. Then go out there and talk to people because that's what people are attracted to. They're attracted to the enthusiasm. That's why events are so powerful because you get a bunch of people with a bunch of positive attitudes, with lots of enthusiasm in one room together, shake them all up with an amazing opportunity and watch them all vibrate off of each other. That's why events change people's lives because it just takes that enthusiasm and ratchets it all the way up to the top so that you can go out there with the best, most positive attitude and watch your behavior follow. Watch you start to do the things that you believe you should be doing in order to make your business successful. It's that little sprinkle of fairy dust that goes on to your little meal or to your life that helps you to take it to the next level. That's what the enthusiasm does. And so many times we approach this business and we're not enthusiastic. People ask us about the sprays and they're like, oh, they're nice. Oh, yeah, they're cool. Yeah, I got these sprays. But if you go out there and say, oh, my goodness, I have to tell you about this vitamin D spray. My friend, Pastor Denise, she was going to have a lung transplant, you guys, a lung transplant if she didn't raise her vitamin. Well, she didn't even know it was a vitamin D level, but she started taking the sprays. Now she doesn't need to have a lung transplant. She's off her oxygen. She's living life to the fullest, and that's just one of a million amazing stories of people who are having these sprays. People are getting their cars every single week. Oh my gosh, I'm going to this event in Vegas, and it's going to be so much fun. You see the difference in the attitude? You see how enthusiastic I am? Even if you didn't know what I was talking about, you would want to know, right? Even if you didn't know what a 10 tasting party is or who Pastor Denise is or what's going on in Vegas, you want to know, and that's really where we want to get to. Get that enthusiasm up. Just that enthusiasm alone will ratchet your attitude to a whole nother level. So I hope that this has blessed somebody today. I'm sure we could go on for days and days, and I'm sure, Pastor Denise and Dr. Poole will have lots of things to say about attitude, because you really could go on and on. But just remember, your attitude is really going to affect your behavior. And if you have a bad attitude, you're probably going to have to demonstrate the behavior that you want to be demonstrating. So work on your attitude. Work on that why. Start to visualize. Have a positive greeting. Watch the power of your words. Make sure that you're doing your motives. Look at what you're doing. Visualize. Self-coaching through affirmation. These are all the things that you want to work on to help improve your attitude. Back to you, Pastor Denise.
Boy, Coach Nikisha Barnes, this information that you bring is such good information. It's so good and so good to hear. And it really should be feeding you. It should be feeding your minds and your spirit, so you can just grab it, just get a good, like Keisha said, a good visual of where you are. Sometimes we need to examine yourself. So check yourself out. How is your attitude? Where is your attitude? How is your behavior towards things, towards people, towards your business? Now, Nikisha, one thing you said that kind of stuck out. You said a lot of times, when you grow up around the people you grew up with have the same belief and the same attitude that you have. Probably one that you want to get away from. So when you're taking a great idea or a great opportunity, someone who grew up around you, and they don't know how to think outside the box, they're going to give you a familiar reaction, and that familiar reaction may, rob you of your blessing. So check the people that you grew up with, that you grew around. What type of attitude do they have? What type of behaviors do they have? Does it affect the way you think? Does it affect your decision in going forward? So this is good information that Keisha's given us, so we just can self-examine ourselves to see where we stand as far as our attitude, and use as an example the folks that you're familiar with. What is their attitude? Is your attitude the same, and do you want to get away from having an attitude like that? And if so, then what do? You have to gravitate to those folks who have that attitude that you want to have, who have the belief level that you want to have, who's going somewhere, places that you want to go. It's really just that simple. Coach Nikisha Barnes, thank you so very much. I'll bring on Pastor Dale to see if you have anything. Pastor Dale, you want to add anything to that?
Well, it's possible as always, to get this kind of great information, because, these are the kind of things that you need to constantly have on your mind and developing your mind for your business. You have to have an attitude about business. And one of the things about attitude you have to have is, you got to get up every day with it. You got to get up every day with the attitude for your business. And when you have the confidence about your business, it shows. I'm telling you, that is one of the most attractive things about people, is people that are confident about what they're talking about, confident about what they're saying. They even walk with the confidence. So I'm telling you, this is one of the things that you really have to get developed in you if you don't have it in you, because it will attract people to you. They'll just come to you and say, what are you doing? You look different. Just something about you that's different, because the confidence level that you have in the product and in your business. So great job, Coach Nikisha, as always, right out of the ballpark. Thank you so much.
Thanks indeed. Well, so let's go out to the UK with Dr. Anita Poole with our post and information for today. Dr. Poole, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me okay, Denise?
I can. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone, and good evening, wherever you are. Yes, I am great. It's a beautiful sunny day. I can thankfully say here in the UK, we have had a lot of rain. We've had a lot of cold, and it's like the first sunny day. So thank goodness we are looking forward to spring. And talking about spring, I heard a shocking headline on the radio. I really feel for the younger generation growing up. And obviously every generation has its issues to cope with, but it must be so incredibly confusing for people who are either children or teenagers or in their early 20s or even in their early 30s with what is being marketed. Here was the headline. Supermarkets have been warned to move their daffodil bulbs, daffodils that, the flowers that come out at spring, to move their daffodil bulbs because people were getting confused by buying them and trying to cook or eat them because they thought that the bulbs looked like onions and the top of the bulbs that was beginning to actually grow, they thought were Chinese vegetables. Now, are we so incredibly removed from nature that we don't even know our flower bulbs from our vegetables and our fruits and our foods? That's how confused society has become. And why do I mention that? Because we need to go for the natural substances like the TEN oral sprays, which are full of fantastic natural oral ingredients like vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, plant, herb ingredients that help people slim, detoxify. Many testimonials. We don't claim to treat, cure, or prevent any particular disorder, but we do know from the testimonials people have lost 10, 20, 30, 40, even 100 pounds. People with various disorders like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart problems, respiratory problems like Denise with the asthma, fibromyalgia, many different disorders. It has helped them with energy, with detoxification, with inflammation, with pain, with their mobility, and obviously to be able to decrease weight is incredibly important for every single disorder. So, we need to go for the natural substances, but we need to realize how amazingly fantastic the natural substances are. And if people are that confused that they can't recognize a spring flowering daffodil bulb from normal fruit and vegetables, they must be incredibly confused about their nutrition and their food. So we've got to get out there, we've got to educate them about, these fantastic oral nutritional supplement sprays and educate them about the fact that it can make them a lot of money, basically. The young are having to cope with a hell of a lot. For example, I saw another headline, investors are starting to invest in literally cannabis and legalized drugs. Many of the states now are legalizing various drugs that were prohibited before, one of which is cannabis. And investors on a large scale are now actually wanting to invest in businesses that are a spin-off of those drugs. What people don't realize is that even in these states where the drugs have been so-called legalized, actually statistics show that it has led to health problems, it has led to addiction, it is putting increased strain on the addiction services, but those statistics are not easily out there and they're not easily being published. So just like we've had in the past people making a lot of money out of smoking, which was bad for people making a lot of money out of processed foods, which was bad for people, now people are going to be making a lot of money out of so-called legalized drugs, and that's going to be bad for people. So, the young, they're being squeezed both on their student loans. Half of the students' loans are never going to be repaid. That's the statistic. People are coming out of university with huge debt, or their families have got huge debt. Plus, they're confused about nutrition. Plus, they're confused about drugs. Plus, they're confused about so-called legal highs that they're getting. These are not classified as, cannabis-type drugs, but these are classified as legal highs. They're actually things like methadone, etc. They're actually extremely bad for people, and it's led to deaths. So why have I mentioned all of that? Because we've got to educate people how important natural nutrition is. Food, plants, herbs, and TEN oral sprays. You know, that's what it boils down to, folks, natural. And Nikisha is absolutely right. It's all about attitude, basically. So it's all about what we put inside, and it's all about the thoughts we put inside, basically. So believe you can, and you're halfway there. Thomas Jefferson said, nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude to ever achieve his goal. And that's exactly, what Nikisha's been describing to us, how incredibly important belief and attitude is. John Maxwell said, people may hear your words, but what they feel is your attitude. Lou Holt said, ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. So, folks, if we really want to go far in TEN, it's all about our attitude. Winston Churchill said, attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. John Maxwell said, the greatest day in your life and mine is when we take total responsibility for our attitudes. That's the day we truly grow up. And lastly, Wade Boggs said, a positive attitude causes a chain reaction of positive thoughts, positive events, and positive outcomes. It is a catalyst, and it sparks extraordinary results. Let's have an extraordinary week. Back to you, Denise.
Thank you, Dr. Poole. Excuse me, and I agree. Let's have an extraordinary week with a very good, positive attitude, and watch the difference it's going to make in your life. Well, family, once again, we are officially 1 year old as of yesterday, celebrating 1 year of changing people's lives. And we're going to celebrate that event next month, and just a few weeks away in Las Vegas, Nevada, for our 1 year 10 extravaganza. And you're going to want to be there. There's a promotion on the table for the month of February so that you can attend an exclusive dinner with the owners of 10. And for you to be at that dinner, you're going to want to be at that dinner. You're going to have almost like the whole evening with Mel and Amy Gill and Papa Gill and some of the best leaders in 10 in the industry that's been in the industry, Mel and Amy, for 24 years. And Papa Sam Gill, who got them started. They know exactly what you want to know. You're going to be able to be in the room with them for hours, just plucking their brains and getting information that only you can get, that only you're going to have access to. So in order to be a part of that exclusive dinner with 10, you have to be LCQ or DCQ qualified. So if you're already LCQ or DCQ qualified, you're already at the dinner. Congratulations. Give yourself a hand. Now, if you're going to start your LCQ qualification this month, if your LCQ qualification starts this month, guess what? You're at that dinner. So congratulations. If you're just a couple of folks away, a couple of points away from becoming LCQ qualified, hey, go ahead and take advantage of it. Get it done. You can have a evening with Nelson and Amy Gill and Papa Gill. That's incredible, family. Ask them whatever you want to ask them, to learn things from them that only you're going to have access to. And another way you can qualify to be a part of that exclusive dinner is that from February 1 to February 25th, is sponsor 3 new business partners on the Diamond Package, and you are at that dinner. There's 3 new business partners on the Diamond Package, and you're at the dinner. I think that is incredible. You know what? You want to go a yard further? Help those 3 to get their 3, and let them be at that dinner. Woohoo! Let that be powerful. So you're going to want to be there. I mean, this is just weeks away, and I am simply excited about this extravaganza. I must have bugged Pastor Joe all weekend long about Pastor Joe. What do you think this new product is? What do you think? I think I know what it is. I think it's got to be that boy. This is it. It's tennis, family. If it's what I think it is, game over. Game over. We're going straight to the wherever you want to go. So anyway, let me stop here, Pastor. Do you have any closing remarks before we close out?
Well, I think that's going to be really, really powerful, that event. You know, you want to get as many of your team members at that dinner as possible, because the good thing about being at the event is that, you know, being at the 1 year celebration is going to be awesome in itself. But, you know, there's a lot of things that are done after the event. We've gone to, you know, I think mostly every event, every corporate event that they've had, we've been at. And it's always been that after party or that after gathering time that we really, really connected with the people of Team Effort Network, the other leaders around the country, and Mel and Amy pouring into people on a personal level there. So you really want to be in that dinner, because there's going to be a dynamic, there's going to be a level of pouring into that's just different than being in a big meeting with everybody talking from the stage. So you really want to do everything you can to get in that meeting. Get your 3 people this month, or if you begin, just qualify. Check your back office, see how many points you need. You know, you may be already qualified on one side and you only need 10 points on the other side. Talk with your upline. I'm encouraging all the upline people. Let's work with getting people started on their LCQ qualification this month. You know, most of the people I know that are, you know, building this business, doing this business, or ordering more product per month. And it's just easy to order the product under a person that only needs 10 more points to get them qualified. So let's help each other get to that next level, and let's help as many people as possible get to this big event, March 14th, and especially the promotion for the dinner. The other thing is we have a block on a hotel, the Treasure Island, which is right across the street from the Mirage. If you're not staying at the Mirage, we have a block of a number of rooms for that event. We're going to have somebody come on briefly tomorrow just to give you the information for it. So want you guys to, you know, we got 20 rooms that are going very, very fast. So you're going to really need to get us your information really quickly. So we're going to have Karen come on just briefly tomorrow, just to give us an outline of where what the blocks are, what the prices are. But if you have not secured your room and you want to be with the teams, you want to be a part of this. And I encourage everybody. I learned this from a number of leaders in other industries, as well as Barry Ackel when we were in California. Barry said something that was really remarkable. He said, you know, we really need to be in the same hotels. He said, because a lot of business and a lot of fun happens when everybody is together. You know, if everybody is spread out all over Las Vegas, you know, and they're going to be concerned about, well, how long it's going to take me to get to my hotel, how long it's going to take me to get from my hotel, and they got to navigate all of that. They can't stay longer. They can't be at, you know, the other side events that you have. You have multiple side events that are taking place beyond the corporate event, and that's where a lot of synergy and energy takes place. Pastor Nisha and I in Concord, California, all the places we've been, and the team was there. There was just more power to that meeting. So we want to get everybody as possibly can in the hotel. So I know there's people staying at the Mirage, but there's a lot of people that's going to be staying here at the Treasure Island. We want you to be a part of that as well. So we'll get that more information for you. Rooms are going fast. You make sure you get us your information.
Yeah,
back to you, Beth.
The Treasure Island is charging like half the price that it's going to cost to get the Mirage. So that's why we would all love to get the Mirage. I would love to be there. But Treasure Island is charging like half the price. So, you know, let's take the other half of the station and do something else with it, right? You know, another thing I want to say, tomorrow morning, you're going to want to be on the call. There's going to be an amazing testimony shared for the first time in 10 on this call. And this, I'm telling you, if you have someone who's really need to hear an amazing story, a miraculous story, do your best to get them on the call tomorrow. This testimony, and have your tissues ready. I'm telling you right now, it's nothing short of a miracle. You have to hear this beautiful woman share this report that she got from her doctor as a result of taking the 10 vitamin spray. You want to be on this call tomorrow. Hear that testimony. I'm getting choked up about it already just talking about it. Whew, but you want to be here tomorrow. Also, Pastor Dell, and getting ready for the 10 extravaganza, there's a lot of other big events that we're setting up so that you can get your qualification of your free people. We're going to do everything we can to help you to qualify to be a part of that big event. And so there's a couple of other big events in between that. And on February the 21st in Dayton, Ohio, you want to be there. Denise Moore and Vicki Soto have a huge event there in Dayton, Ohio. So check the calendar of events to get the exact location. And if you're in Dayton, Ohio, in that area, you have guests, the prospects, the folks in the area, get them to that event on February the 21st. And then on February 28th, here in Maryland at the Greenbelt Marriott, another big event for you to get your guests and to build your team. So you can be a part of that exclusive dinner in Las Vegas, Nevada with Melanie Miguel. Or if you just want to build your team, get to these big events. They're being set up for the success of your business. So February 21st in Dayton, Ohio, and then February 28th here in Greenbelt, Maryland. Well, family, that is it. I want you also to be conscious today. If you all can take a moment when we get off the call and pray for Memo and his wife and his baby. I think they had a little car accident over the weekend. I haven't really gotten any full details on it, but let's just keep them in prayer. Please, this morning as you close the call. And let's join the call, the Spanish call that will take place at 9:10 Pacific this morning, 12:10 Eastern Standard Time. If you have Spanish-speaking guests. Once again, family, be on this call tomorrow to hear a miraculous story of how someone's life was miraculously changed from taking these 10 vitamin sprays. And as I always say, Mel and Amy Gail, we love you, and we thank you for allowing God to use you to help the average, ordinary person to live an extraordinary life of abundance and freedom. We love you. We appreciate you, family. Go out there, make it happen. Be back tomorrow morning. You hear a lot of great things of what's happening here. And know that you are loved. You are appreciated. God bless you all. Have a blessed day on purpose.